Yeah, you do. Kohen Jabra Comezo, Yamazana Yolo, the Partisan, Maru, Majaduri, and you got just only here and Amara, can you have lost one, Omichi, and you. And this Anya Gondana Yakadi Sanya Gona, Lakongo, Lama, you lost one, the son of the lot of what you were to go without you to give you. That's one. Jeff Lama and Yellow Children over the Yellow Chelan and over the Yelan, true, over the 20 years and Yellow, Canada subject of magic, another year no much at Bacchus. Tender Jumba Juja, Chernobyl, Sambrando Badam, Gender, like a Jigron, the Mayakan, and Rock when you're done. Tamjika, the Gachu, they do some don't have Janachi, and yet the Moki or Jello, singing Namjet on the Dungeon, Tamanam Jin, singing Namjet on the Dungeon, Tamanam Jin. Sembien Namjet on the Dungeon, Tamanam Jin, the Jero Kunjeta, but you need some job on the house, somewhat job on the Mount Garbak on the Jabber. Again. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Tonight, I'm going to talk about again of Dzogchen teachings. We've been discussing Dzogchen teachings, I think, for many days. I think many of you already know that, but however, again, you asked me to talk, so I will give again brief talks for, in a way, reminding of our Dzogchen practices. And according to Lines Gate, the book, the great master Khenpo Tsewang Rinpoche, and as well as I had also great fortunate opportunity to be joined with him as my name's there too. So, but his teaching and Lines Gate is based upon the great Dzogchen teaching known as Tsuksam Nerde in the Tibet, a 3-word that penetrates to the heart of the realization of the Buddhahood or Buddha. So that is really title. So again we discuss. But Dzogchen practice is the ultimate goal of the enlightenment or ultimate goal of the journey of the Buddhism. There's nothing higher and deeper, more profound, more great, and more simple than the Dzogchen realizations. Again, even though it's the highest and most deep profound, it needs foundation. It needs ground. For example, Dzogchen teaching is like space shuttle of Columbus, right? Space shuttle Columbus, but it need launch pad, right? Launch pad? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Without the launch pad, even the space shuttle of Columbus cannot lift up to the sky. Same way, it need launch pad. Launch pad is something that it started with our basic goodness of the nature, exactly as it is. Start with full of joy and appreciations, and bodhicattas, kindness and compassion to all living beings, and genuine devotions. Those are necessaries. If we don't have those qualities, those foundations, even intellectually, if we try to discover the Dzogchen, is only intellectuals. Realization will not shine, not rise, not clay from the heart. And all the great masters, great achievement of the Dzogchen practitioners throughout his stories, including Buddha Shakyamuni's. Look to his life stories of the Buddhas. Buddha does not just become Buddha instantly. According to the teaching of the gracious teacher Buddha Shakyamuni himself, he accumulated 3 countless eons of the accumulation merits, or 3 countless eons that he practiced 2 meritorious activities, the accumulation merit and wisdom merit. The result of the 2 accumulation merit, the practicing for 3 countless eons, then he proclaimed that he achieved Buddhahood at Bodh Gaya under the Bodhi trees. That tells to us there's nothing higher and more advanced practitioners than Buddha Shakyamuni. Even Buddha Shakyamuni have to pursue that much. And then, of course, the Dzogchen practice is, in the teaching said, and as many great masters says, when you practice Dzogchen, if you are really fortunate, very highly advanced practitioner, if you practice Dzogchen in the evening times, you get enlightenment in the evening times. If you practice Dzogchen in the morning times, if you're a great practitioner and fortunate, highly intelligent, capabilities practitioner, you can get enlightenment in the mornings. Or those people who sit down on the cushion, maybe they're just ordinary beings, but when they raise up from the cushion, they are enlightened. Those are the teachings said. Truly they can become like that. But however, to activate that realization, we have to start with the basic things. I'm sure you heard this teaching since you're practitioners of the Dzogchen and you're interested on the Dzogchen. That interest is the key to discover the nature of the Dzogchen. And that interest combined with joy. So I'm sure many great masters often mention that. I'm just also saying the same thing as the voice of the ancient those master of the mind-to-mind transmission lineage, masters of the symbolic transmission lineage, masters of the oral transmission lineage. I'm just really following the voice of them. And so we all need that. Now we're talking the basic things. What is the basics? That is two basics. Basic practice, so general basic practice of the general Buddhism practices, and particularly basic practice of the Dzogchen practices. And general practice of the general Buddhism is what? Those are four points that reverse the mind from the samsaras. 4 points. And 4 points are reflecting on the meaning of the precious lives, reflecting the meaning of the impermanence, and reflecting the mind over the meaning of the cause and conditions of the karmas, and reflecting mind over the samsara situation and circumstance. Those are known as 4 points. These are the basic foundation of the whole general Buddhism. It doesn't matter which schools you belong to, whether Theravada or Mahayana, Vajrayana Buddhism, they are the beginning basic foundations. Why called the basic? Because it's general, nothing too extraordinary. Even is the general for the samsara levels. Precious life is important and precious to every living being, even they don't really practice dharma, even they don't have beliefs. Life is precious. Life is special. Life did not came by itself without any cause and reasons, but that didn't happen. It has so many causes and conditions, circumstances. What are the beautiful, precious these lives? So reflecting on that means bring more joy, more appreciations. What we are, who we are, what situation and what circumstances we are surrounded. And this is reflected. It's true. We're not just making out and just kind of imagining something. Truly looking to the way things are, reality level. Joy and appreciation is. Also joy and appreciation is the dawn of enlightenment. Enlightenment means, Buddhahood means, is joy, is appreciation, great delight, happiness, peace. That starts right now when practices. It's not just going to come some far away something. That is hopeless. But we start right now with the joy and appreciation. That light is the light of enlightenment, light of the Buddhahood, light of Dzogchen. That is not something different. But touch that base, respect and kind of appreciating of what things are, and respect and appreciate the lives of others. That is what we begin to practice. So really have kind of this kind of enjoy and appreciate of the meaning of lives. Same time, some courage and commitment, how I'm going to make the meaning of this life for myself and as well as all the living beings. And we have that attitude and that mind in our heart. According to Buddhism, that is known as good practitioners. It's good practitioners. Also in the samsara, regular samsara living, that is good human beings. Truly is good human beings. From both the religious point of view of Buddhism and as well as the samsara or the world level, we become the simple good person. That is a very achievement, fulfillment of the lives when we have that. So have that thought. That is number one according to Buddhism. Life is precious. Life is important. Second, reflecting mind in impermanence. That impermanent then is like, again, it is changing all the time. There's nothing is lasted forever. Anything. Everything is moving, everything is changing. Whether we see, whether we don't see, or whether we detected that, or whether we don't detect it. Everything is moving as like roller coaster. Whether you're a believer or non-believers, doesn't matter. That's the way of nature. Everything. Larger level, small level, very subtle level, very deep level, everything is moving. There's no one instant stops. It's moving continually, constantly changing, constantly shifting, constantly moving. That's the way of this phenomenon, existence. Look at our memories. Since we have the memory until now, how much things have changed, how many things have shifted, how many things are all went different directions. Look into our own mind. This is not just only happened in the past, it's happening right now, right this moment. Things are changing, things are shifting. And future will be same thing. Therefore, when every opportunity in our hand, the time is at our side, opportunity is at our side. Therefore, we should have the great courage and commitment and perseverance to use this beautiful opportunity to make something meaningful for our lives. Because every situation, our time is our side. In a way, season is our side. The growth is our side. Every situation, circumstance in our side. Why we should not use that opportunities? If when we don't have the opportunity, when is something change, even we want that, it won't going to happen. Therefore, well, everything is with us, situation, circumstance. We apply it, use that time as everything is sorrow. That individual known as in the Dharma, you're taking the meaning of lives, meaningful lives. You're making meaningful lives. And also in the samsara level, you're making good fulfillment in your lives. We won't leave this world when we leave with empty hands. We will feel something that we did good. We'll leave with the confidence and joy and the fulfillment, with the dignities. We're not going to leave this world with the hopeless and disappointments. We live with bright light in our heart, and that light will be continually carried and light to light. We like to move from light to light, not from dark to the darks. And we like to do that. That is our hand right now. Nobody else's hand. Every situation, every authority, we are holding our own, what's called? String wheels? What's called this?
Steering wheel.
String wheels. We are holding our own steering wheels. Our feet are on our own brakes. But everything is in your directions, our directions. So therefore, even this means of changing is good because we're going to use that changing as a surfing board, going to surf, S-U-R-F, surf, that we're going to surf that. That's how we can play the games. We can really implement that. So therefore, the reflecting on that thought and see the meaning of that known as good practitioners, according to Buddhism, as I said. And in samsara level, you're really making good meaning of lives. You're a good person. You did good things. You're going to keep the legacy, impression to your mind and to your friend and family members. And then reflecting. Next one is reflecting on the cause and the conditions, or the karma, simply known as. That is the actions, our activities. Again, our activities, everything what we do, it has not just to go away. It has every time we make some impressions. Every time we make impressions. So really observing our activities, even the smallest things, we should be thoughtful. Of course, the bigger one is definitely, but even the smallest ones, whether it's good or whether it's bad, that means bad means what? Some activity that is hurting one's own self and hurting to the others, or disturbing to one's own self, disturbing to the others. That is known as the negativities, unwholesome activities. And the activity that will helping to ourselves, helping to the others, bring the peace and harmony to one's own self and bring his peace and harmony to the other, that is known as the great practice or positive activities. So trying to really activate those, even the small things, good things, we should really do those good things. Shouldn't ignore. Even the smallest of the negative activity, you're trying to avoid that. Everything. And that means the negative activity, positive activity, it's absolutely based upon the mind. Mind is the key engine and source of every positive and every negative activities. So that means always let's be thoughtful with our action to our mind. And since we are practitioners, since we are interested on the Dharma and the spiritual, according to Buddhism, trying to increase loving kindness and compassion in the heart and mind, act that with verbal, with physical activities. That is good for you. That is good for others, good for you, and good to everyone. And that is known as positive activities. And that is known as also positive karmas. We are creating positive karmas. And then negative activity is again based upon the anger, ignorance, and attachment, hated thought. Whatever the based upon with that mind and whatever action comes is negativities. And even the smallest ones, it has big impact. And in the teaching, you say even the smallest like poison can spoil or can hurt so many beings. Even the smallest poisons. And then positive things too. Even the smallest positives can have big impact. Such as, for example, when we take the medicine, it's so small dosages, but it helps us. That's how it tells that how powerful and so special. Even the smallest things. So therefore, always thoughtful, always with mindful with every our activities. That is. And the next one is a reflecting mind over the samsaras. This samsara or this world has troubles. It's not always comfortable as what we want. It is all because it's changing, because it's shifting, because it's also based upon so many varieties of the emotions. World is not just everyone is full of love and compassion. Everyone has so many emotions, including ourselves. We all have the emotions. So we are we're struggling within the emotion world, and therefore there's ups and downs in so many ways, reflecting back and forth. But to see that clearly as it is and being more courageous commitment. Same time, not just intimidated by the world situation in some sort, more courage, more strong, more compassion. And also not too much grasping, clinging to this world and thinking this have to be that way. And accepting the situation and move forward and look further to the destinations. Those are known as, then if we do, those are known as very good practitioners according to Buddhism. And also in the samsara level, you're really quite big heart, big mind, and you can handle things easily and lead better ways. So those are known as basically basic general foundation practices. Now with basic general foundation practices, then you do the general again practices, general basic practices. General practices that according to Vajrayana teaching is Hundo practices. Hundo practices which is started, for example, refuge in post stations, bodhicattas, mandala offerings, and then Vajrasattva practice, some Guru Yoga practice. Those are all known as basic, general, inner practices. And this is also not just a kind of making detour from the Dzogchen. These are the launch pad of the Dzogchen practices. This is really very important. This is a launch pad. Without that, Dzogchen won't go as become Dzogchen. So therefore, heart is more devoted. Refuge is simply what it means. Refuge is confidence and a devotion in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. That is really known as refuge, essence of refuge. Essence meaning of refuge is confidence combined with devotions. That is refuge. And the bodhicitta is, essence of bodhicitta is loving kindness and compassion toward for all living beings. That love and compassion is part of Dzogchen practices, Dzogchen teachings. And then mandala offerings accumulate the merits. As I was talking earlier, I'm told, and you know, that Buddha Shakyamuni accumulated 2 merits for 3 countless aeons. Wisdom merit, accumulation merit. And this, the mandala offering practice is a very powerful technique. Vajrayana teaching skill means practice. Skillful means practice that accumulating so easily, so quickly of these 2 accumulation merit practices. And so that is mandala offering. And the Vajrasattva practice is the purification. We're cleansing, purifying the karmas, negativities, obscurations, obstacles, disease, sicknesses, all that obscuration really we're removing. And that is a very powerful tool, instantly applying to cleansing and purifying many different levels. So that is the essence of practice of Vajrasattva. Essence of practice of the Guru Yoga is again devotion and joy and appreciation. You connect to the lineages. This teaching, Dzogchen teaching, what we're going to practice is teaching of a lineage. Start from the Buddha Samadhi or the Buddha Shakyamuni, and continue to the Garab Dorje, and continue to Ngorab Masamba, continually to such as His Holiness Dongyal Rinpoche, and continue we are receiving these teachings. So it's all lined lineage teachings. So we are appreciating, respecting, and gratitude, being graceful to all these lineage masters, and then with great joy and appreciations. Today we are connected to this golden chain, stainless golden chain of a lineage. How wonderful, how beautiful, how special. Really, that is you're really connecting. So honoring, respecting, appreciating. And that means when you do that, we are deepening ourselves to the practices. We're ready to engage. It also means when you have the devotion and confidence, we are out of the doubt and hesitations. We are settled in spiritual ground, fully established ourselves. Let's now to begin growth. Growth and development takes with confidence and joy and appreciation. We don't have the confidence and joy and appreciation. We are lingering. We are moving from time to place. We are not really settling. How we can grow? Even in the common level, if we planted something on the farmland and it looks like growing a little bit, and then start moving that something else, someplace else, thinking this is good and good. But finally, we won't get the result what we're expecting in the autumn times. We're spoiling that. So it means the devotion is that this Guru Yoga practice, we're settled with full of devotion, confidence, we're appreciating, and now that means no doubt, no hesitation, no lingering, no two kind of mind. One mind, and we begin to really practice this. And then we really begin to, therefore, so Guru Yoga is so important, so special. Therefore, always said to receive the blessings to the mind systems of one's own mind, then the Guru Yoga practice is the most powerful practices. That is. Actually, according to Buddhism, there is no one get realization without the teacher. We're making connection to the teacher, qualified teachers. That's no one. What I said. In all 1,000 Buddhas no Buddha become the Buddha without the teacher. Everyone contacted teachers. Everyone really received the teaching in the practice and kept that into heart, and then applied that with full of joyful effort and received the teaching or practice it, and then they've got the fulfillment. So therefore, that is what known as the practice of Guru Yogas. Now, with those practices, those foundation practices, I can say, of course, you practice the Hundo practices, value those Hundo practices, but at the same time, you can practice Dzogchen too. That's it. And many great masters, also many in the teaching lineage, said first you complete the Hundo and then do the Dzogchen practices, but also same time, I saw His Holiness Dongyal Rinpoche, His Holiness Tinggon Chense Rinpoche, and other great masters also they give they're those practicing the practice of Dzogchen and they give Dzogchen teachings and the practice Dzogchen. So combined together practices, that is also okay. But however, that we shouldn't miss that whole kind of scopes of the practices, how they apply. That is really important, because if we like to bring the growth and some make difference in our life, that's how those all masters and practitioners followed with that. With these beautiful those foundations, now we begin, for example, practicing Dzogchens. Dzogchen generally, again, if we talk kind of more that as this practice of the Dzogchen, this alliance gets teaching is the teaching, immediately teaching is led by teaching by the Great Master Papa Rinpoche, but this teaching comes from then is the Dzogchen masters such as Garab Dorje. So that means is the Dzogchen teaching from the Buddha Samadhi or the Buddha Shakyamuni. I mean, same thing. It came. So therefore, what really Dzogchen? Again, I'm sure I mentioned it these last weeks or these weeks, and also you receive those teachings from many other great masters. You know that. But however, since you said talked again the Dzogchen teaching, so I have to talk these things. I think there's nothing else. I'm sure you heard Dzogchen more than 1 million times. I'm sure. Really, that's it. So it's everyone's talking same thing, Dzogchen. But there's nothing else. Dzogchen is the ultimate nature. There's not many natures. Nature is same natures. So now again we talk this Dzogchen. To understand Dzogchen, what in the teaching said, Dzogchen can be understood foundation Dzogchen and the path Dzogchen and the result of Dzogchen. Those are the three ways first we divided Dzogchen. This is didn't mean Dzogchen is 3 departments, but that's how we discovering the meaning of Dzogchens. First is foundation Dzogchens. Foundation Dzogchen is the origin and nature of our mind, your mind, my mind. Origin and nature of the mind is pure from the beginning. Often said, kada. Kada Tongpani in the Tibet said, pure from the beginning of the great emptiness. That is our nature of the mind. So that means each of us, your nature of the mind is pure from the beginning of the great emptiness. My nature of a mind is pure from the beginning, a great emptiness. And that means what? It's pure. That pure is from the beginningless time. There is no time. It's pure, it's not restricted within the time frames. It's from the beginningless times. It's pure from the beginningless time. That pure, clean, pure, pristine, totally pervasive, totally pristine. That is how your nature of the mind, my nature of the mind, from the beginningless times. Then that nature is how? That tells emptiness, great emptiness. Use the great emptiness. What that means is beyond the emptiness, not emptiness. It's beyond emptiness and not emptiness. That is what called great emptiness. This emptiness is not within the dogma, within the duality frames. It's beyond the dualities. For that reason, it's named great emptiness. It's not the negation, blank status. It's not duality status. That is how your nature of the mind, my nature of the mind, everyone else nature and mind is based on that. Yet that great emptiness is full of accomplishments, full of richness, full of all the energies, potentials, richness, qualities, everything. What you heard, the luxuries of the Pure Land, luxuries of the Sambhogaya Buddhas, all are within this great emptiness of mind, pure from beginning. That everything is complete. That is known as in Tibet, Lundra. Spontaneously, naturally, spontaneous. In Tibet, it says the Lundra. In English, translated as a spontaneously inherited or spontaneously richness. That richness is not just came from somewhere or added somewhere. It's naturally all the richness there. Ever use some examples? What are those richness? For example, ourselves within the midst of duality, what are those richnesses? Our loving kindness, our compassion, our understanding, our intelligence, and then our also emotions. All is within there. How that richness is, means it's infinite richness. There is any shortage of our love and kindness and compassion? No. Nature offers it's full open. Richness has no depth, no limitation, no boundary. It's boundless richness. Therefore, love is boundless, compassion is boundless. And the same way, emotions are boundless. There is any shortage of our angers, shortage of the emotions? No. Where that coming from? From that richness. All the richness, everything is within that great emptiness of the pure from beginning of our nature of mind. Everything is there. That is known as the basic foundation, great Dzogchen. Why is it called great? Again, everything is completed within that. In the teaching, you say samsara, nirvana are completed within this. That means my samsara, my nirvana, achievement of my nirvana, all is within this, the great emptiness of the pure from beginnings. Your samsara, your nirvana is complete within that nature status. So in fact, samsara and nirvana are the display of this great nature of the mind, nature of the basic qualities. Call it. That is our nature of the mind. Believe it or not. There's a long time ago, now that program is lost or gone. There's what's called when is it? You remember?
Believe it or not. Ripley's
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
My brother Khenpo Tsewang loves that, even though he don't know too much English, but when there are programs there, he loves, I love too. Really, kind of when he went end with each session, he used to say, believe it or not, kind of, you hear me make his lips are very kind of special way. Really, I remember that. And that is exactly the same thing with this Dzogchen. Believe it or not. That's they call the teaching. All this is. That is the foundation. That is the basic. That is the foundation. Foundation of the Dzogchen. Dzogchen, or that is the foundation of the samsara and nirvanas. Now, seeing that, knowing that, now we're going to discover that nature exactly as it is. Why we have to discover that? Because at present time, that nature is completely covered with our own mistakes. What we made mistakes? Our own habit patterns. Our own habit pattern is our own misdeeds. Nobody else did that and overloaded it to us. Overloaded to us. It's one's own deed, that habit pattern. It covered. That habit pattern started with the dualities, grasping and clinging. Grasping and clinging are the fundamental cause of the troubles. When grasping and clinging expanded, then it's known as ego clinging. Whether it's ego clinging, grasping, duality, or clinging, whatever it is, we are started clinging, and that is a fabrication. We below that beautiful nature where things are. We below. That is our own mistakes. Through that, we continue to uphold that grasping clinging. When, according to the gracious teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching, it started from, again, beginningless times. There is no beginnings. We started this. We've been in this samsara life after life. We have numbers of how many lives have we been in this samsara. Again, in the gracious teacher, Buddha's teaching, there is no numbers. That we've been so long time in this. How many times we took the birth by the womb births? According to Buddhism, generally there is a 4 ways to take the birth in the samsara. four gateways to come to the samsaras. Those are the egg birth, womb birth, moisture birth, and instant birth. Among that four births, and womb birth and egg birth, we need mothers. How many mothers we had in the teaching set? We had countless mothers. Great Master Nagarjuna said, if this earth, we made complete the earth as mud, or the like mud, or what's called the earth, made like complete kind of crushed as like dough, and then started making the pill size of the juniper seed. If count the mothers, how many being the mother, if we started counting the mother, for one mother each like size of the from the earth, the size of the juniper seed, if we do, earth won't be enough. Really, how many mothers we took? That many long time we took had the mother and wandered in the samsaras. Every time we added more dualities. Every time added more duality. We can't layer over the layer, like as like onion skins, big onion skins, and I think it's a good smell. Onions, it's nice, but big onion skin, layer of the layer, so many lifetimes. Really, we did this, and now that is our own. Nobody else did. We did that. Where we left that? In our subconscious storehouse. We register everything in that storehouse. One after another. Now we have to cleanse and purify that. So to purify, to cleanse and purify, that is what is known. And to discover the basic nature and the ordinary basic nature of the Dzogchen, that what we inherit, to discover that, we have to cleanse away all that layer of the dualities that we have to clean. And to do that, then what is in the teaching? Then follow Path Dzogchen. Path. P-A-T-H. Path Dzogchen. We follow the Path Dzogchen. To follow the Path Dzogchen, path can be divided into two or three sections, or two sections. Those are known as then Wu Dzogchen, and meditation, and then conduct. Wu, meditation, and conduct are the path. That means they are like applying the path or applying the techniques to discover our basic nature of the Dzogchen, nature of our own mind, to discover. And the Wu, what is Wu? And what Wu is then great master Garab Dorje, the foremost Dzogchen masters, or even in many teaching said, the first great Dzogchen master in the human world. Buddha Shakyamuni gave this teaching in the form of the Buddha summoned Buddha in the celestial realms, or in Akanishtas, or the pure realms. But Buddha did not give Dzogchen teaching in the human world at that time. When Buddha came, he gave this teaching in a higher realm, and higher, in a way, I say, higher consciousness levels, that he gave this teaching, not in the ordinaries. When Buddha gave this teaching in higher levels, the Garab Dorje one who brought this teaching to this human world. And in the teaching said, about 27 years after Buddha Shakyamuni's Mahaparinirvana, this Nirmakaya Buddha Garab Dorje was born in the northwest of the India, or in Odiyana's countries. Garab Dorje is known as the emanation of the Buddha Vajrasattva's. So Nirmakaya of the Buddha Vajrasattva's. Garab Dorje received all this Dzogchen teaching from Buddha Vajrasattva's and Vajradhara, and as well as Vajrapanis and the Zangwas, all the teachings. And the teaching said that, his story said, 6,400,000 Dzogchen teaching that Garab Dorje received, and he became first Dzogchen teacher in this human world. This is Dzogchen teacher. And Garab Dorje, of course, already he is enlightened. He is in the Nirmakaya, emanation of the Buddha Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva, he reached already enlightened beings. But even though in the public level, he practiced even Dzogchen too, to show to the followers, to the students, the realization is welcome with joy and the devotion and the joyful effort and courage and commitment. Welcome. In order to show that exemplary or that teaching, that message, Garab Dorje also practiced and meditated. But anyway, he achieved the transcendental Western realm of bodies. At the end, in his teaching said, he will reach the end, transcendental Western realm of body, and when he reached that realization, Garab Dorje has so many disciples. But however, the disciple, Dzogchen teaching disciple, he did only give the one disciples. Is a single lineage teachings at that time. Garab Dorje gave this Dzogchen teaching to his foremost disciple of the Dzogchen known as Menjushiri Mitra. In Tibet, Jampa Rinpoche become the lineage holder of the Dzogchen. He received all the Dzogchen teaching from Great Master Garab Dorje. And now Garab Dorje is transformed in the rainbow body and disappeared in the sky. That moment in the teaching said, the Jamparshini, the Menjushiri Matra is a Sanskrit word. In Tibet we call Jamparshini or translated. Jamparshini or the Menjushiri Matra was overwhelmed by that scene, that situation. He kind of, also he got kind of still shocking that this great teacher is in a way disappeared in the midst of the airs. And he made special yearning, recalling prayers. That moment, Garab Dorje reappeared in the midst of the lucid rainbow, heap of the rainbows, and extended his right arm to Garab and Menjushiri Mitra and taught. Then entirely Dzogchen teachings in a simple way, in the three word teachings. And those are known as then introducing nature. I'm simply translating. I'm sure there's many translations. So this teaching is so popular and it's taught by many great masters. They must be translated that correctly. But this is what I'm saying. Yes, just kind of simple translations. Introducing the pointing out nature exactly as it is its own natural status, and then maintaining confidence on that, and then instantly liberating in that natural state with again confidence. So those are the simple three words, but I'm translating, and you can look to the other good translation and find precisely how they translated that. So that three words he extended and taught that teachings. And then Menjushiri, Garab Dorje again disappeared midst of the rainbow lights. So this three word teaching is the final legacy, final testament teachings of the Garab Dorje in a simple words. So that is. So now this way, the first one, the introducing or pointing out what the exactly nature of the mind way as it is its own natural state, that is wu. As it's said, wu, path Dzogchen can be divided into three sections. Wu, meditation, and conduct. So that is wu. And now again, how this great master Pablo Rinpoche said that, to pointing that out. If you look this, said that, and said first we relax ourselves, relax relaxing our mind, relaxing our speech, relaxing our body. Relax that. So that means again, if I talk another way, relaxing the body, relaxing the speech, relaxing the mind. That means we're not going to stay with the turbulence of the samsara activity and going to find the nature of our nature of the mind. That's not going to find. We're not going to discover that. For that reason, we have to relax. We're going to relax where nature is. Relax the body as where the body is. Relax in the speech where the body is. And relax the mind where the mind is. We're going to relax as it is. relax into the body where it is. I think many of you all know those 7 postures of the Buddha Vairochanas. 7 postures of the Vairochanas. Those people who have no troubles with the knees, young ones, and they should do those 7 postures. It's good. Even if you couldn't do the exactly 7 postures and those semi-Vajra postures, cross legs, and so that is like 7 postures, and the teaching balance of the legs or the knees, legs, and balance of the arms, balance of the back spines, and balance of the shoulders, and balance of the necks, and balance of the head, and balance of the tongues. I think those are the like seven postures of the Buddha Vairochana. I mean, many of you know, I'm sure that those you know that. These 7 postures of Buddha Vairochana, what it does in the teaching set, it really will relax all the exactly channels and nervous system. Exactly should be in the posture. Exactly its own kind of nature. It's not become tense or tight and very twisted and locked. It kind of release all the tensions of the body when you create that situations. Such situation and circumstances. It will relax your body. So 7 postures of Buddha Vairochana. If somehow it's difficult to our knees, then at least when you sit on the chair, straight up the back spine, and the elbows extended. Pull this belly inlet with belly in, and elbows extended, and keep these arms like on the top of this, like right palm is on the left palm, and hold this like toward below 3 fingers below the navel centers. Hold this way, this, and then like back spine is straight up, and the necks are kind of straight up exactly way, but not bending to this and not leaning to exactly way. Kind of should be this ways, and then looking eyes are toward the tip of nose, and then touch upper this tongue. The tongue touches the upper roof of the jaw, and release the breathing from the nostrils. Those are the 7 postures of the Buddha Vairochanas. As I said, when body is balanced, what it does, it balances the channels. When channels are balanced, it will naturally balance the movement of energies. So that is the body balances, relax the body balance, and then the speech balances. This time, speech is wind, the movement of our wind. Why is speech is a wind? Because our speech is one of the principal tools to come our speech is wind. And actually in Buddhism, there is 3 causes to make the speeches. Mind is the first, then the wind, and then combination of the mind and wind start moving to the channels, and then word comes out. That's what the Buddhism says. So when you so this wind is one of the fundamental cause of the speech, and therefore again to do the speeches, I'm sure you all know the breathing purification exercise. Those you know learned from the Hundo practices. Do those speech purification practices. It's very special. It's very good. It will cleanse and purify it. It's the same way we cleanse and purify. When we like to put this beautiful, delicious food in our pot, we clean the first pot. And the same way we cleanse in our channels. There's kind of pollutions of the related with the negative emotions, anger, attachment, jealous, hated thought, or ignorance, or the combination of whatever is lingering on the system of our channels. You cleanse and purify that. So do those breathing purifications exercise 3 times or 3 times each of those, 9 times. 9 times. So that is known as then speech balance. And then next balance is mind balance. Now this is the most important. And that's what the great Master Patrul Rinpoche said here. Said at the first, relax your mind in a natural state, exactly as it is. not expanding, not gathering the thoughts. So that means not following the thought, nor with analyzing thought, not pursuing the or recollecting the past memories, nor invoke the future thought or future plans, and not wandering in the present thought. Kind of thoughts all let it go. It is only relaxing in the present state right this moment. Relaxing, calm, peacefully. Sorry. And that right when you're relaxing that moment, also increasing generally. Also, I forget to tell you that. But after the balance, three balance, the body, speech, mind balance, then you really bring the feel strong presence of the lineage masters, such as His Holiness Dongyal Rinpoche, or inseparable in Gurupema Sambhava, right in front of the sky. Really true feeling. And this lineage master of Gurupema Sambhava represent all the Buddhas of 3 times, Master of 3 times, Bodhisattva 3 times, Vidyadharas of 3 times. All those enlightenment really feel so, can feel strong connections, strong, feel precious, joy, the appreciation, and the devotions, combinations. And also same time, so much strong bodhicitta, love and kindness, compassion of all living beings. Feel kind of strong presence. Today, may I able to discover my innate nature in order to benefit all living beings. May I kind of instantly transcended all the duality conceptions, unnecessary conceptions into nature status, so that not become any hindrance. Everything transcended in the nature of the Dharmakaya or the enlightened status. Really wish, may I become the one of the beautiful persons to all the sentient beings that can benefit it to every living being. By the blessings of the great Master Gurupema Sambhava and all the lineage masters, help me to bring that activated. Make me you equal with you realizations. Please help me to discover, explore my beauty of the nature. So really wish sincerely from the heart, full of love, full of joy, full of devotion to the praise. Then relax, as I said, relax calmly. And then also that moment, the teacher, the Gurupema Sambhava bless and dissolve to you and instantly merge to your own nature of the mind. Then relax, nature. Exactly as I said. So, or as Great Master Pautrambuji said. And while you're relaxing here, he said, then instantly, instantly chant or say peg syllables. P-H-A-T. I think that's it. Pet. Yeah, pet. Instantly, without any kind of warnings or without any kind of like thought or planning that, but instantly shutting out. I mean, if you are alone yourself or you practice on the mountain yourself, then really relax and shut immediately, kind of like instantly shut out. Peg. I said, peg said, powerful here. Great Master Param is powerful and short. So it's not going to say peg as we do in the Tuma practice, all those things. This time, shut, top and strong and striking. I think striking instantly. And that. When you do that, it's a hair. Great Master Param is a emaho. What means emaho? It's the same kind of expression as what do you call it? Awesome. How awesome. When you shut that, when you say, hey, because by saying that, if then you look to your mind, instant, that moment you look to your mind, to look mind. Mind is now always looking out. Mind is that's what we call subject. Subject is looking to the always object. But this time, subject is looking to the subject, looking to yourself. Look to yourself. When you shut out or shut the fake syllables, strong, perfect, powerful, in a striking way, that awesome shut and powerful one, look instantly to your own mind, subject to the subject. That moment, what you find, what you saw, is pervasive openness and freshness. unimpeded. Word cannot explain. You cannot explain what you discovered. That is known as basic original Dzogchen. The Dzogchen or Dharmakaya of your own nature of the mind, or Dharmakaya of own your Rupa. That is what you really discovered. So how you discovered? You discovered what you have. It's not you discover somewhere else places you discover. You discover what you really inherited. That is view. That is a view. Now, when you discover that view, then the second word of Garab Dorje apply. Apply is Tachik Totupje in Tibet. Tachik Totupje. That means with this one decisive confidence on that view and maintain that view. That is what second Garab Dorje is. Second word of Garab Dorje. Tachik Totupje. How they translated? You saw any? This one, how they translated? Second word?
In the Tsitsamnetic?
Yeah.
One is introduced to one's nature, one decides completely upon that nature.
Yeah, then
and one just continues with confidence.
Yeah, the confidence, right? So that means you really decisive. You decided. I mean, that's it, because first you behold that, you saw that. Now you have to, keep the confidence as what you saw or what you discovered. That means we're not going to, as I said, word lingering. We're not going to do this and that, this kind of jumping, this and that way. Be strong, stay with that view, what you discovered. Be in that status. Maintain that nature. Actually, that is meditation. Meditation in the Dzogchen level, there's no meditation of the subject, the object, this and that. But maintaining exactly where the nature is. Maintain it. That is meditation, as it is. So that means you're keeping, as you recognize, as you discover, now you're maintaining that. You're keeping up that nature as it is. And that is what? How we maintain this. Here, great masters, whatever the situation, circumstance comes, and relaxing on that nature status. For example, if there is such as the mind is become so kind of like busyness and restless. It's nothing, it went in out of the nature of the mind. It's all mind. When mind is become like so restless status, it's the mind. Where it went. If we don't grasp and cling and label it with that, it just comes, it goes. There's nothing really any staying in a solid in that. All that. Is it? And where is this? It just emerged back to the Dharmakaya, that nature status. And where the mind is abiding so calmly, peacefully, it's also nature of the mind. It's nothing else. It's just a mind. So that means where the mind is very restless, it's Dharmakaya nature. Where the mind is moving and kind of moving, it is Dharmakaya. Where the mind is abiding calmly, peaceful, it's Dharmakaya. It's nothing really changed at all. And that is, for example, in the Dzogchen teachings, sometimes said, the ocean-like meditation. Ocean-like meditation means what? When the ocean is, for example, according to the teaching, the ocean, when you look to the ocean, the surface of ocean is very moving, and there's so many waves and the ripples and the tide and so forth. But certain level of the ocean, the deep, is so calm and so peaceful. It's so peaceful. So meditation is in what in the Dzogchen teaching always use example, ocean-like meditation. That means, for example, when you see the ripples, or when we see the tides, when we see those waves, it's nothing but it's the ocean. When the wave comes, it's the ocean. When the tide comes, it's the ocean. When the ripple comes, it's the ocean. Where is happening? It's in the oceans. Where is wind? It's in the ocean. It's nothing else beside the ocean. Same thing. all these thoughts comes, thoughts moves, thoughts stays, whatever had happened is all Dharmakaya. Is all in like this place. Is nothing happening. Is all display of the Dharmakaya, movement of the Dharmakaya, and abiding of the Dharmakaya. If we relax in that nature state or in that state, if we don't label and kind of hold that, it is really display. All that display. So therefore here said, whatever it is all is nature of the mind. It's the Dharmakaya. Kaya, and be relaxed. Be relaxed and stay in that. And during that time, if his mind is become a little bit kind of more blurred, more tired, or more kind of again blurred that views, and occasionally again do these peg syllables, and that will bring again freshness of the nature as it is. Nature as it is. So then with that kind of one decisively and with the confidence practicing is the second word of Garab Dorje. The next one is then known as is the third word, and then Torthodopja in the Tibet, liberating everything as it comes in nature state with the confidence. So that apply not just to during the meditation, but also in the post meditation. Always liberating, everything liberating. That means again we're not looking, holding anything, labeling anything. And whatever that we see, whatever we hear, whatever we smell, whatever we taste, whatever we touch, or whatever the conception comes, what all the six senses, object, all the subjects, whatever, let that liberated in the natural state as it is, as playful way. All those plays are the part of the display of the natures. We're not going to label and grasping, clinging, and do this. If we start labeling, start clinging, that is then known as the samsaras. Clinging is samsaras. Liberating is enlightenment. Therefore, we liberate it as it is arising, as it comes, and liberated its own natural status. Then there is nothing else as like all liberating as writing laterally in the waters. And it's all display of Dharmakaya, and even those emotion thoughts comes like where coming is similar with the ordinary person, where emotion, whatever thought comes, but where handling makes a difference between practitioners and unpractitioners. When the emotion comes up and the practitioners instantly, or good practitioner, instantly liberated, it don't have its strong effects to any sides, and then it liberated. Instead, it become your strengthening, activating your realization, or practitioner, that practitioner realizations. But if it's then the regular person, they hold onto that, and then it becomes the emotions. Then it becomes the old samsara activity creating. So therefore, here Great Master Papa Rinpoche said, where things arise, the emotion or thought arise, similar, but liberating is a difference. Or where the kind of, before you practice, where the emotion arises the same, before you practicing, now after your long time practice is the same, but now handling makes the difference. You're practitioner, not practitioner. Ancient time or before we practice a Dzogchen, maybe the emotion, we caught by the emotion in a way completely overpowered us. But when practitioner of Dzogchen, when the emotion arises, moment they recognize, they don't follow up the emotions and are liberated. So that makes it then difference. Therefore, so that is the word known as the liberating. It is own natural state with great confidence. And that is with that, and then also applying all the such as then in the post meditation 6 paramata practices, really exactly those paramata practices such as generosity practices, morality practices, patient practices, and the joyful effort, of course, always needed, and the concentration of wisdom. All those practices with the four boundlesses that you all know: boundless love, boundless compassion, boundless resource, boundless equanimity, combined those incorporated together as Great Master Patrul Rinpoche practice, as Great Master the Maha Rinpoche, our first Kuntra, first Chense, and his only Dongyal Rinpoche, and then along Faalek along the Longchimpa, Malarepa, I mean they all really practice this way and they had the realization. And then in India, all those great masters such as 84 Mahasiddhas, and then at great Vidyadharas of the Nyingma schools, and then as well as the Buddha Shakyamuni, that's what really they practice and meditate and become as the great beacon and light of the world in the midst of the so many troubles. They truly become the light of love and compassion and wisdom and kindness to every living beings. And that's how do the Dzogchen practice. When you do the Dzogchen practice this way, and then concluding of this, that is like concluding. I mean, this what I said. Those 6 paramata, all those practices, the conduct of the Dzogchen practices, and then finally result of Dzogchen. If we continue to meditate in the practices, then result exactly what we inherit in nature. That original basic nature we completely discovered as it is, exactly as it is, and that nature is the nature of total enlightenment. That means total enlightenment of the Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nirmakaya, all that realizations we discovered, and that is the final achievement of the realizations. So that is really about the view and view, meditation, and the conduct, and as well as result. When you practice that each session, and the end of the session, then do good dedication prayers. Really, again, bring up the tremendous of the loving kindness, the compare thought, and then kind of distributed all the whatever the merit, whatever the energy we got, and distributed that for all living beings. Which by this, every living will have the happiness, the cause of happiness, and then that instant realization of the enlightenment. And for time being, world has peace and harmonies, and no more nature disasters. Really wish this sincerely from the heart, and do nice dedication prayers. And that then we completed the full kind of body of the practices. And again, the great master Longchimpa said in the teaching said that if you have the 3 forms of the practices, those 3 forms are the beginning or the foundation practices are the good motivation is so important. Good motivation with bodhicitta is the first noble in the practice begins. Second beautiful noble one is the meditative, such as Dzogchen, with those devotions, and as we went through exactly these 3 words of teachings of the God of Dorjes. And concluding at the third noble one is the dedicating the merit with good aspiration prayers. So good dedicating the merit with aspiration prayer is third concluding or third nobles. In that way, then beginning is noble, middle is noble, and ending is noble. In a gracious teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni teaching said, beginning good, middle good, ending good, then must be good. It looks good, it feels good, and it seems good. Why is it not good? So that is my talk for tonight about the Tsewang Dongyal or lines again. Okay. Oh, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you. If you have some questions, we discuss short time. Otherwise, we do again few minute meditation and then dedicate merit. Yes.
Khenpo, thank you so much. Years ago, when we were studying the Buddhahood without meditation, Dorje we talked a little bit. Khenchen Rinpoche talked a little bit about Chandrakriti and the statement that he made about idiots do good things and go to heaven, idiots do bad things and go to hell, the wise transcend both good and bad and attain liberation. And just thinking about that as far as conduct is concerned, it does seem like sometimes people get their compassion, it seems like it's very based in ethics and morality, and they seem kind of constipated because they're always running around trying to do good things, and they're not really, it doesn't become authentic. They're very attached to the outcome, the object of their whatever they're doing, whatever they perceive as being good. Could you talk a little bit about that? Because sometimes I get confused because I think that I'm realizing that I have all these intentions to do good, but then I realize that in some ways I'm really actually just serving myself and not really
I think
benefiting.
generally when you do the good things with good motivation is good, always really good. That, but however, again in a gracious teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni teaching, you do good things according your capabilities. Also, you do good things according with people receiving their readiness. So that means your readiness, their readiness, and mutual respect, mutual understanding. Then, if you do good things, and with the respect, with the appreciations, with the gentle, with the skillful means, good things we should always activity should always guided by the wisdoms. Every good activities or any activities, if we guided by the wisdoms, then it will not become the activity of the dullnesses. It not it become the activity of the idiots or what you said that. It really will become wise activities. So therefore, guided with wisdoms and apply that good activity with skillful means. And what in the grace teaching Buddha Shakyamuni said, when you do good activities, do with respect, and do with kind words, kind words. And then also you trying to stand with these good activities. Not just a good activity you do there, but then we're doing something else, kind of our behavior or something become different than what you represented that on the front lines. Trying to maintain that activity with continually with yourself, with genuine. Then I think it's really it's good, good. But always say the according to your capabilities, what you can do, and also their readinesses. We're not going, even is goodness, we're not going to imposing, or we're going to forcing that. And for example, Vas is also examples that even water is so good for the flowers, but we are not going to too much waters pull, and then it won't really make the helping to the flowers. It won't grow beautiful fruit. So therefore, just what you can do, if you have the capability, do right. Yes, thank you.
You talked about the importance of a teacher for realization, for liberation. Say a student has finished their Nongdro and they truly want to work for enlightenment in this lifetime. What, in a practical, day by day, what would that relationship look like ideally between the guru and the student? If the person was at that stage, just finishing Nongdro and wanting to start a Dzogchen practice, would it be like a daily relationship, or what? How would that?
You mean to contact with the teacher daily basis?
Well, I mean, what does that look like? What would be the ideal situation for that to manifest?
And I think I understand your question. I think I have so. And that is generally when you finish the Hundo, that definitely is so wonderful. Really, you finish it. And now, I mean, as I said, even though you did not finish the Hundo, you can practice Dzogchen still, Dzogchen practices, and that's what the great masters I saw taught. And so there, but once you finish the Hundo, then definitely you can practice Dzogchen. But still, I will say particularly this short Hundo of the, if you practice the short Hundo of this his only Dongyal Rinpoche one is so short, I will say really keep that Hundo as a part of the daily practice. Even you did not have the time to all the practices, but this for reflection of the mind, that I will say you really keep that every day, trying to reflect every morning, kind of bring up that reflecting those thoughts, and then bring more joy and more appreciation, and have the wish and pray, may my day become so special and meaningful, that beneficial day for me, for all the others. Really wish that sincerely, and then do the practices that. And the Dzogchen, then teacher generally, as I said, is true. According to Buddhism, Buddha teaching, that is not just a Vajrayana, that's not Mahayana. In the Vinayana teaching, too, all the Buddha teachings, the teacher is important. The teacher is important to have that, to that connection, to make that light, to become. I think we need, for example, like we need to get light. We need the light that connected to the main electric cord or whatever code. So we need really connection. That in the teachings is chain of the lineage is like skillful means the connection, and is then is well inspired our wisdoms, that skillful means. And so therefore in the teachings it is so important with the teacher is in the qualified teacher. Of course there is always in the Buddha teaching said the qualified teacher, and as well as also teaching it says this qualified student too. But so qualified teacher, once you have the qualified teacher, then contract that teacher, or when you have the you have the teacher, so contract with that, and then kind of strengthening your connection, and strengthening of your understanding of the meaning of the Dzogchen or the meditation, and then do the practice. Even the teacher is not always every day available, needed that, but if you receive the teaching instructions, then apply that, and occasionally you can contract and go to see the teacher, and then really kind of strengthening that, but keep the practice every day as much as you can. That same thing as we went in from the beginning, in the middle, and the concluding, all that. Even in the 15 minutes, if you do practice, to have those beginning, middle, conclude, then whole kind of practice is really completed, kind of whole practices. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you. Really short.
Sonam di tamche zikpaye tokye
Vedana Panzede Yegana Jebalo Drupaye Sepen Sole Doa Doa Do Champara Bawe Jedaran Jembatan Kundu Zambo Deyan Deyende Teda Kunji Jesu Dabo Sar Gewa Deda Tamje Rabdumo Rirawe Kurwe Shemansu Pendan Dewa Malu Jungwene Chere Zukwan Yamso Ye Nishape Karje Baradu Denjuraje Om Sorry, sir. Kunji Londo Edembe So Sanje Chuji Nime Ozareji Drove Iji Mumbara Sarawa Natso Erandro Ijala Solwandi Kange Nambra Darabe Jijode Dropem Shune Dula Nira Sombe Sume de Doye Tembe Jamsengi Shape Tenjen Zepte Ndarazin Sho
Om Swasti
Tsewang Rinpoche Yoni Drube Lansan Dorje Chedun Kolo Somye Panjode Sanjen Maden Sobe Namjai Sho Zamle Jedan Yerukan De Dadu Anemon Sonso Dumarai Meda Chudin Sona Banjiro Kondum Bara Tadu Tashi Del Imbunzo Sho
Lama
Kunkan Zengla Surwade
Chotu Kutsering
Surwade Chile Taraje Jela Surwade Elamade Nurwa Meba Senjilo.
We did a long Champa prayer
Yeah, it's okay.
in English.
Okay.
In all my lives, wherever I am born, may I attain the seven noble qualities of the higher realms. May I lead the Dharma and have the freedom to practice it the right way. And at least no May I practice Dharma day and night, having realized the Dharma and achieved its essential purpose. In that life, may I cross over the ocean of existence, teaching the holy Dharma to the world. May I never tire of accomplishing the benefit of others, to the great wave of impartial benefit to others. May all beings attain Buddhahood together.
Okay. Thank you everyone again. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
So tomorrow we will have our
unfortunately, our last evening with Rinpoche here at 7 o'clock. And he will have, I'm sure, some wonderful stories to tell us about Dorje Rinpoche, for whom he was the longest attendant and assistant to. And so I hope you can all join us for that. And if you wish to offer katas or make other offerings to Rinpoche, please come up and do so now.
Thank you. No, I think you all give me so many times, so you don't have to. Thank you. Thank you.